Welcome to a super sad and depressing edition of Inside Media Weekly. Well, it's the end of the school year. Last episode going into summer. Kevin Bastos, welcome to the last show. It's not that sad, is it?
No.
Oh, we're excited.
This in, kids. More school.
Woo!
Just for Inside Media Weekly.
That's true. They should just extend the school year.
I'm not, where am I
Justin Pinto is here.
Well, I go places, but I'm around. I'm here. Yes, I am here.
And you know who else is here? The Sea Otters are actually here. Because we're not
Lots of them,
shooting
actually.
at 7 in the morning. So it's, or whatever.
Well, I don't know the sleep schedule of the Otters. I mean, maybe they're up at 7.
That's true. There's one otter. Gotta make a mess. So, so this past weekend we had a bona fide hits. I guess this is like about the 4th hit of the year, maybe something like that. I guess if you count Doctor Strange, obviously is a hit. The Batman back in March, and of course Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was a huge hit.
I thought you were going to go Spider-Man, but I guess that was technically
Spider-Man
last year.
was kind of,
Just barely,
half and
but
half.
yes.
But if you look at this past weekend, of course, we had 2 huge openings. Top Gun Maverick and the Bob's Burgers movie debuted with $12 million, which is pretty impressive.
And for a television show.
And not a show that I realized needed a movie.
No. I'm going to say this. I didn't know it was a show that needed a show. I mean, it's cute little dalliance, but, you know, hey, if somebody wants to pay for it, then great. Pay for it.
To the tune of, like, millions of people.
$12 million.
That's fantastic. 3,400 theaters. So Top Gun Maverick, of course, follows the original Top Gun, which was made 54 years ago. Is that what it was?
Yes,
Something
54
like
and a half.
54 years ago. So, of course, it begs the question, what other movies need sequels from the 80s?
Oh.
So we'll go with Screen Rant's list first, and then we'll go from there. Of course, Flight of the Navigator.
Wrong answer. Oh. That movie is terrible.
Well, this is why it needs a sequel.
Gotta fix it.
I wouldn't call it a sequel. I'd call it a retread.
And these are called. This is sequels. This is not reboots. So we have to remember. I don't. Yeah. History of the World Part 1.
I agree.
Okay. You go with a Part 2.
Well, it seems like it was setting up. They called it Part 1.
It did have an ending. They had a preview promo for a History of the World Part 2 that was, of course, never made. It's not the strongest Mel Brooks. It has moments that are good, but I wouldn't call the entire film good.
And Born on the 4th of July.
Okay.
Which would be. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know about us.
I'm trying to remember it all and think, did it really need a sequel?
I was going to say.
Where it ended? Like.
I don't know where you're going to go after it.
Well, I guess
the moments I'm thinking of are not ones I want to mention on television.
Well, but I guess Ron Kovic's life, the movie kind of just stopped after he came back and started to become an activist, and had a lifetime full of activism. So I guess you could carry on with other stuff that he had done through the years.
Oh,
Nighthawks.
No thanks.
No.
They're picking some real.
I'm trying to remember
choices.
Right.
Yeah, this was of course Sylvester Stallone as a Nighthawk. It was a New York police detective. We go to Clue.
Yes, 1,000 times. Bring it back. I'm in.
Okay. But a sequel, as
Wouldn't
opposed to
have to be
just
the
like
same
another
people.
version of Clue.
Wouldn't have to be the same people.
I mean, it could be it could be a sequel. It could be a sequel without the same people.
Yeah, I mean,
Mrs. Pinto and my oldest daughter would be very excited by this.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
That's one of the movies my students, my children, love.
Framed Roger
A
Rabbit.
little tricky now with a few people out of the picture, but yes,
Well,
I would watch it.
you know.
Oh, I did watch. By the way, speaking of this, I watched the Chip and Dale movie. Phenomenal.
Good.
Phenomenal. Yeah, it's sort of related to this, but it was outstanding.
Nice.
Oh, this one's right up your alley, Mr. Bastos.
Flash
I would watch it 1,000 times.
Gordon.
Oh.
Although I was gonna say the ending's pretty. They defeat Ming.
It's such a bad
He's
movie.
dead.
But at the end,
There's a question mark.
Right, the hand comes out, picks it up, and starts laughing. Oh yeah.
Flash Gordon is a really bad movie.
It's why it's great. It's a cheesy B movie. I
sure.
did not love Gorky Park.
Gorky Park.
Never saw Gorky Park. In fact, this is the first time I've ever heard of this movie.
I've seen it once. Gregory Hurt's dead now, right? He just died like a couple weeks ago.
Well, and
William Hurt, sorry. William Hurt.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know if you touch Russian stories at this moment in time, too.
I don't think it's exactly worshipful of Russians.
Right, but... Oh, that was it. That was the 10. That was the 10. Do you have a movie from the 80s? Oh,
well, duh, Goonies. 1,000 times. Why would you not have that?
I don't know. See, I don't kind of. I mean, I guess Top Gun worked, but I don't want to ruin the
true.
Goonies.
I guess it's weird that
The Goonies is so good.
They never made a...
It's, again, good, bad. Like, it's not like an entrancing
It's
film.
so much better than Flash Gordon.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But Flash Gordon reveled in being terrible. Goonies was like trying to be fun, and
Who directed Goonies? Was
I think it's Spielberg.
was
isn't
Spielberg directed, or was he just involved in it?
Producer.
I don't know.
I thought it was another big time name. That
A couple guys are dead from that movie, but yeah, I would see Goonies.
The Goonies.
I think there was talk a few years ago.
I kind of thought to myself, was there like a sequel?
There was talk of it. I think.
Talk about this powerhouse. So the story's by Steven Spielberg. It's co-produced and directed by Richard Donner, and the screenplay is Chris Columbus.
So Richard Donner's who I was
So
thinking
you're
of.
talking...
So that's some pretty big names.
Oh yeah, and it's a cheesy movie.
Yes.
I love the fact that everything written in Spanish still rhymes in English. That's one of my favorite things.
Well, hey,
I love it.
impressive. It's impressive.
Yes.
I was
Spaniards.
semi-related to this, but not quite. I was listening to a podcast about how Rocky 3 is the greatest Rocky movie ever made.
No.
And then they said your only choice is Rocky 3 or Rocky 4. Like those are the two greatest Rocky movies.
No.
They were very adamant.
I understand. I really did like Rocky Balboa better than almost every other Rocky film. I was so impressed by it. I also thought Creed was outstanding.
But they're all different enough, too, that it's not...
Well, 3 and 4 are the same movie.
Well, kind of. I
Clubber
mean,
Lang is
having
nothing
Clubber Lang
like...
will do a Russian. This will be a Russian Clubber Lang.
but they don't have. There's no Thunder Lips in Rocky 4.
That's true, too.
Truth.
And I had no idea. I was young at the time and didn't realize that WWE fired Hulk Hogan because he was in the movie.
I did not know that.
But then it made him super big and popular.
They brought him back.
And it became the whole. So they were pondering, would Hulkamania have ever become as big as it was without Thunder Lips?
Interesting question. Another film, very different 80s, White Knights.
Which one was White?
Unfamiliar.
Oh, it's okay. This is not a way to sell it. Gregory Hines, whom I loved, was in it, and the other one he was with was Baryshnikov, Mikhail Baryshnikov, and they're in Soviet Union at the time. That's how far away it was, and Hines actually moved to the Soviet Union and began dancing with Baryshnikov, and then they both escaped to the United States. Loved it. Especially now that Hines is dead, I think Baryshnikov could come back and do something like that in that kind of way. Oh, loved
Sounds
it.
very familiar now.
Loved
the
that
storyline.
I would see that. I mean, no one would be like, the sequel to what movie? No one's ever heard of this movie before.
Well,
So,
hey, a lot of people had never heard of Top Gun until recently.
yeah.
There's a certain. I mean, how
I
many,
understand.
Certain demographic, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of young people who have never heard of Top Gun.
Any 50-year-olds never heard of Top Gun before?
Oh no, definitely. If you're like, you got to be. If you're
Over
if you're
35,
over
yeah.
35 easily. I was gonna say 30. You've definitely heard of Top Gun, but although confession, I've never seen Top Gun
What?
from start to finish ever.
I didn't realize that was possible.
I've just never sat down and watched it. I've seen parts of it on TV, obviously, at different times, but like, I've never ever watched the whole
It was
movie.
available free until June 1st somewhere, so that doesn't help you at all.
I probably own it. I mean,
In all
it's probably somewhere in
I'm
my
sure.
house. It's just
It's on a beta, but it's there.
Speaking of beta, speaking of big comeback, Obi-Wan Kenobi
I did not watch this.
came
but I need
out.
to.
Becomes Disney Plus's most watched debut.
I still have not finished Boba Fett.
Of Star Wars shows, of every show. I mean, does it get
Beat
specific?
Chip and Dale, are you saying?
It is the most
Well, I'm just wondering, like-
watched launch globally in just one weekend.
I mean, does it beat Hamilton? I got to imagine Hamilton had more views, probably. Like, is Hamilton just in a different genre that doesn't count?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe if it beat Hamilton, I'd be shocked, but
Maybe because
maybe
it's not
it's
a
not big.
television show and not comparing.
yeah, maybe it's a series, not a standalone type of thing. I hear it's really, really good.
I've not yet had a chance to watch it. I guess none of us have
No.
yet. It sounds like.
Did you watch?
options,
Did you watch
different
Rebels?
No,
The cartoon?
no,
Did you watch Rebels?
Like half. I've watched.
not Clone Wars,
About
not
half of
Rebel,
it.
not
Clone
Boba Fett.
Wars. Clone Wars is really good.
I know you've told me like 1,000 times.
Although it's got some real clunkers,
I understand.
but
I've watched the terrible movie, and I've watched. Yes.
what's the terrible movie?
The
Clone
Zero
Wars.
the Hutt movie or whatever it was.
The cartoon one that was in the
Yes.
theaters.
Yes.
Wasn't that called like Clone Wars or
Yes.
something?
It's called, I think,
Yeah.
The Clone Wars.
And I watched the interstitial cartoons, the 5, 6, 7 minute ones. They're all strung together. I watched
yeah.
all those.
Those were okay.
Yeah, they were good.
That had the different kind of animation, more like
Blocky.
yeah, a little more linear, a lot of straight lines. They had,
I'm-
they had a great toy line for that.
I'm excited mostly because it's just 6 episodes. Like it feels like to me, I feel I've been trying to go back now and watch some of the series that people rave about here and there, and I'm starting to realize I'm just not made to watch 150 hours of any one series of anything. I feel like a movie's perfect, 2 hours, you wrap it up, whatever.
In the case of the Batman, like 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
Leave
right.
45 minutes on the cutting room
Yes.
floor,
Or Gone with the Wind 4 hours, whatever it takes. Gone with the Wind's got it. I watched it recently, within the last year or so, and I was like, wow, that's an amazing 10 minutes at the beginning, 2.5 hours, or 2:45 of just total boredom, and then a really exciting last 10 minutes.
That's back when you used to go to like Blockbuster, and if it was a double VHS tape, you knew.
Ooh, yeah.
You knew it was a
You're in for the
long.
night.
Yes.
Double VHS.
Yes.
tape.
Yes.
You know what the maximum you can have on a VHS?
Wasn't it 180? Usually.
No, there was some
Unless they
weird
would
time, like
switch the
227 or something ridiculous.
Well, you could. I mean, obviously, you could go different speeds
Yeah.
and different.
But I-
Get the little paper clip and like change the quality of your record. The kids are like, "What are they talking about?" VHS tapes.
Speaking of what are they talking about, just so you know, there's a scam right now on Twitter that says, hey, you can join the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. James Gunn is here to tell you, don't believe it.
It's not true.
It's not true. They've already finished filming Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so you can't
Wait.
you can't come on as a cast member.
If Batman versus Superman taught me anything, you can go back and refilm some extra scenes.
Well,
It could
true,
get-
true,
we could get you in there, with or without a mustache. Just
And I didn't want you to worry as well. So as we're getting into, what just happened there? In case you're curious, District 10 is still coming. All you District 9 fans out there, it's
Wow. That was this filmed in South Africa, right? Was that the one?
I believe so.
And that was a good movie.
and it was
And it's
also
just-
like 17 years ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
2009.
Sat on the shelf for a long time. I mean, a guy who, a kindergarten kid who saw that. And please, if you saw it in kindergarten, your parents, they're not good. But if you saw it in kindergarten, you're
You graduated.
graduating
You're
from
done.
high school.
That's crazy. Speaking of crazy, so the live action Pinocchio poster, of course, we saw the image. I'll go to the image.
Although the live action movies have been pretty.
So,
decent.
of course, we got you got a lot of star power here. This is, I guess, in essence, the first live action Pinocchio, although we did have the Jonathan Taylor Thomas one. That was
Oh, yeah. It's a Disney one now. And it's funny that Jonathan Taylor Thomas was not in the Disney one. But
So, of course, Tom Hanks is Geppetto.
course.
Robert Zemeckis is he directing or producing? I think he's
Zemeckis
directing
and Hanks, they have quite the history, don't they?
And then you have a live action Pinocchio, and what's odd, and so they've just released a poster. That's what the big story is today.
Oh,
But
wow!
big story.
My day
A
has
poster.
My day has been changed
But-
by this poster.
interesting because they are skipping theaters. This is going to come directly to Disney Plus.
That's shocking to me. That is shocking to me. I think it's a good idea to make. I think it's a good idea to make that kind of movie. I don't know if it's going to have its return, but I think Disney Plus right now is trying to replace Netflix.
Is it going to be the $29.99 on Disney Plus? Got to buy it, or is it going to be the just drop on
They've
Disney
not had
Plus?
a lot of success with those.
No, because they come out like 6 weeks later. So all I have to do is just wait 6 weeks, and
What was
I'm fine.
did Lion
Mulan
King
had that.
was the live action Lion King that way too?
No,
No, that
Live
was
action
three.
Lion
That
King
was
is
theater.
the
All
first.
that was
Oh, it was
pre-COVID,
theater,
wasn't it? It was Scarlet. Didn't Black Widow? Didn't that drop that way on Disney Plus
It was free on Disney Plus.
right away?
I believe so.
That dragon movie, Raya the Last Dragon, wasn't that $29.99 for a while?
That one may have been.
I thought it was because we didn't get it right away. I don't think.
Yeah, the Pixar ones have all come out for free. The Disney animated ones have been pay to play, but the Pixar's have all been free. Soul was free. I'm trying to remember. There were a bunch. Onward was free. There was another one I thought. The Seeing Red, Turning Red. All of those have popped out for free, and I would say have gotten some traction one way or the other. But like Raya, I think was a dismal failure. I liked it.
Oh, I don't know how much money it made, but it was good. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you would have put it in the theater, you would have made a bunch of money. I'm sure.
But it was during
Wouldn't
the
have been
whole-
Frozen, but
that whole-
it was we enjoyed it. We watched it. I thought it was a really good one.
Yeah, I think they're really trying to make sure that you don't get rid of Disney Plus.
I don't think you can. I mean, I personally don't think you can.
I understand.
But they also
Are you still buying movies, by the way?
sometimes
All right.
not as much.
I found myself skipping a couple. Like, I don't own the Eternals. I don't own Black Widow, but I own Shang-Chi.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm always worried that they're going to get dropped from something. Like I'm always like Disney and Marvel are going to get in some type of fight somehow, and I'm not going to be able to watch it. It's going to be gone. And
My worry, and again, this is the compulsion part of me, is they're going to change it in a later version. Remove some things. take some
and I was
stuff out.
was just thinking the same thing. Like, what would get edited out? 25 years from now or something, and to be a different movie of some kind,
Well,
some
not
way.
even 25 years. Like, I know The Office has removed a bunch of episodes and edited segments for content. So they're gone. I mean, you can still buy DVDs or original Blu-rays or whatever, but they're gone. Just, we don't want that anymore.
Or E.T. Actually, that came back though. Remember the guns with the walkie-talkies? That was a big to-do at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And they
I'd
changed it
forgotten
back.
about that.
I think it's been changed back, or maybe it is still.
I don't know.
I don't know if
One of the big famous ones about this would also be Star Wars, the special editions.
Well, of course.
You can't get those original versions anymore.
I thought they released them somewhere
They were-
on Blu-ray once or something.
They were on DVD
Correct.
as a bonus feature of one of the versions that came out. And that was
You
the
own
last
it.
time.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure.
But the tin can ones, and it's letterboxed on TV. So,
Fantastic.
yeah, it's really, like, even putting it on TV, it still has the boxes on the outside of it. So, I watch it with my kids, but that's the only way to see
long
the
as I have,
yub version. And
Yeah, I mean, I bought a lot of old VHS. I have a VCR. I have VHSs galore. We could watch all. You want the VHS from 1977? I think I have it in my basement.
wow.
Laserdisc. We have a Laserdisc player.
I'll go check on Dr. Fabian and see if it's...
Because I have it on Laserdisc. We can watch it on Laserdisc sometimes. I wonder what the quality's like.
There's like 3 people in the building that get that joke. I think they're all sitting right
Oh,
here.
there'd
at
be
this
multiple
table.
people. Definitely. More than 3.
15?
15's probably a reasonable number.
Okay.
But don't worry, if you're a big fan of live action remakes of Disney movies, this is not the end. We've got Peter Pan and Wendy coming, The Little Mermaid, Hercules, and Robin Hood, among many other. Basically, I think they're going to do them all. I can't wait for the Black Cauldron. That is going to be the good
I
Somehow
believe
it
that
keeps-
will be the last.
That will
Somehow
be
they haven't
fantastic.
got to that one yet.
Yeah, that
full
will be the
action or live
last
action.
one. They'll go back and do most of the Pixar movies and live action
Yes.
CG.
We got the Black Cauldron. What else do we have? There's something else. We could redo Pinocchio again. Okay, let's redo Pinocchio again.
Pinocchio 2.
Can we get Colin Hanks this time?
Nice.
Starring Tom Hanks' cryogenically frozen head.
Just so you know, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock,
I saw this on Twitter.
fan of his, took a cardboard cutout of him. Oh, where's the picture? To prom.
Funny.
And then told everyone how wonderful it was. And then The Rock, being The Rock, he wrote back and said, thanks for taking me. It was such a great time. It was good to meet everybody. So he's good.
The Rock either has the greatest social media team or he never stops doing something.
Listen, I would bet you he has a great social media team. Like, that's the guy who does Wendy's in the day and then goes and does this at nighttime.
Oh, I think The Rock's got somebody full time.
I don't know.
I don't think he has to do. I don't think he has to double dip.
Okay.
I mean, because it's on nonstop.
Yeah, Wendy's is really good. Somebody else is really good social media. But
Oh, you're
Wendy's
not gonna. I thought you said the person was working.
That's what I thought too.
I was like,
the halftime at Wendy's, and
It was a
halftime
joke.
working for the Rock.
It was a joke.
That's fantastic.
Because the Wendy's guy is very funny and usually is snappy. And
yeah. Oh yeah.
that's a job.
Yeah. It's not as easy as one would think. You can be very bad at it. It's a fine line.
Well, you could cross a line real quickly, and then what do you?
The
Then you're gonna
KFC
get
one
fired.
has a really awesome snap. It only followed 7 people.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
7
And
herbs.
and spices.
7 herbs and the Spice,
Spice
Girls.
Girl. Fantastic.
That was it. That's the only thing they followed. I was like, very dry and funny.
So, this isn't speaking of funny. Tyrese Gibson mentioned in the latest video that Fast 10 will take the franchise back to its roots, and everyone's trying to figure out, what does that mean?
Well, I don't know what. Are they wearing spacesuits in this picture? Is that from Fast 10 or a previous movie?
Well, so in the first,
Definitely looks like spacesuits.
is that from 9? Is that 9 when they went to space? Didn't they go to outer
Yeah.
space in 9?
It is.
Didn't the director?
Fast 10,
Didn't the director just quit
Moonraker.
Fast 10?
yeah, Justin Lin is
Yeah.
off the job. I don't. So what do you think that means? Going back to the roots. I mean, they're bringing everybody back.
Yes. All they're
that what it
bringing,
means?
like all the bystanders. Hasn't everyone come back to those movies?
Well, I mean, I thought they're just going back to like not driving, not being like in the
Superhero,
the CIA undercover agents. Or they're just going back to like robbing tractor trailers on the road and
It may be me. I'm
Racing
still a
cars and
bigger
the-
fan of Gone in 60 Seconds than I am. of
Okay.
Fast and Furious.
Well, Fast Furious is so. It's interesting to go.
And now
To go back and you
Connor's
watch that
Jr.
first movie, it reminds me of like a much smaller, thing, but like Lethal Weapon or something like that, where the first movie is very kind of straightforward. I mean, it's a very interesting movie, but obviously there's nothing supernatural going on. There's no jumping over canyons and a motorcycle
no.
and into an airplane kind
it
of
becomes
thing.
so insane with what got like it got bigger and bigger.
But it's
and
funny
bigger.
to watch it.
It got smaller. Like after the second one had this huge thing, and then they're like, "We're making a third one." Everyone's like, "I think I'm out." And they're like, "Well, we're making the third one in Asia."
Tokyo.
Tokyo Drift.
And everyone's gone. No
Nobody's
one
in the
shows
movie
up.
except Vin Diesel shows up in a little cameo. In the last
But
10
the movie's
seconds.
not canon, and then they make it canon.
Yes.
They retcon it, and
then
they
they
bring
put
a,
it- and
then
then
they
they
bring the
make it
guy
way
back
back.
later on, like in number 6.
Yes.
It's very
That's-
it's
And then,
fabulous.
and then they use 4 to say, "Oh, look, the whole gang's back,"
Yep.
and it was not a very good movie. And then suddenly 5 just
Shoot for the moon.
it went crazy and has not come back down since.
Listen,
they found their secret
Right.
recipe. They found the right recipe.
niche is wait 3 months, make another one.
People really liked it when we had a tank on Antarctica. Well, what can we do next? A cruise ship in outer space. Oh, let's go with it. Yeah, let's do it. Come on. Just got to go bigger.
That's right. Imagine the pitch meetings are incredible.
It's got to
Oh,
be.
here we
it's-
go.
The
It's-
stuff that's been
here we go.
rejected has got to be
Speed 3.
incredible.
There you go. Oh. Yeah. Just follow the pattern of Fast and the Furious.
Did they make Speed 3?
No.
I was gonna say, I thought-
they
I know.
destroyed the franchise with the second one, much like they did with Fast and the Furious.
Too
Make a
fast, too
third-
furious.
Right. Make a third Speed, and then
Maybe we could Speed 4, back to our roots, and then
just
Speed
say,
5, The Rock
Keanu
shows
came
up.
back for like what? Are they 3 of those? What's the obnoxious punching?
John Wick.
John Wick. Yes, he made 3 of those, and they're highly entertaining. Nothing of depth to any of them, but they're.
Well,
John shows up and punches a bunch of people in a realistic fight scene.
Speaking of realistic, so as we're coming to the close of this this year, let's look at the movies that are coming out this summer.
Big movie.
So CBR has a list of their 10 most anticipated movies, and there's another list I was going to go through. See if any of these are exciting you. Of course, we already have Top Gun Maverick. It's already been out. So Jurassic World Dominion, which appears like they're bringing everybody back.
yes.
Yes.
I'm so confused.
Yes.
I'm
From the
so
original?
confused, and I so can't wait to see it.
What did I do? Went back and got all the other ones.
I need to. It's.
Fallen Kingdom, I think, was the worst of them. Went back. No. Jurassic Park 3.
3,
That
I was gonna
one's
say,
terrible.
Better,
Oh, I don't
it
know.
might be better than Lost World.
Oh, no. Lost
Second
World
World?
had Lost World had some redeeming qualities to it. It was not good, but it had some redeeming qualities. The third one is terrible. Just terrible.
I mean, it's not good.
Oh, no. But the second Jurassic World was not good either.
It was not
Doesn't
as
have
good.
to be good.
It's just a bridge to the third one. We just had to get. It's just the second act leading to the third here, where we bring everything together.
So we're all
somehow
in.
Jeff
I love the
Goldblum.
interviews now are like, what is her name? What's the woman's name?
Laura Dern.
Yes, is like. Oh, it turns out that relationship did seem awkward to me. To have me dating a 50-year-old man when I was 20, that was strange. You didn't complain about it then when they paid you, you know, whatever they did for that original one, did they?
Well, now we're 50 and 80.
Yes. Yeah, he's 70-something, right?
Sam Neill,
Yeah.
right? Sam Neill.
Sam's in his
Neill.
70s, yeah.
So that's June 10th. So I'm trying to figure out Lightyear. You know, we're doing Buzz Lightyear.
Mm-hmm.
What, they couldn't afford Tim Allen now, so they go to a more expensive. Oh, you got a story? Chris
Yes.
Pratt.
It's not actually Tim Allen, because Tim Allen is the toy that's based on the guy. So they're making a new history. It's like the prequel.
This is the actual person. that it's
Real
based on.
guy Buzz Lightyear.
All right, I was very confused there for a minute.
Mhm. Yeah, my wife was brought up to me and was talking to everyone.
Of course, we got Elvis coming out in June 24th.
Is that the Tom Hanks one?
Tom Hanks is in it as Colonel Parker.
I thought that was
So
a
that'll
great
be
idea.
that'll be exciting. Shotgun Wedding.
No idea what that is.
Jennifer Lopez. It's, a wedding party being taken hostage.
Not anticipated here.
Sounds
Nope.
exciting. Of course, we got
yes.
Thor: Love and Thunder
Absolutely.
Yes.
coming out. And Where the Crawdads Sing is also going to be coming out in July. DC League of Super Pets looks amazing, right? I mean, how can you go wrong with The Rock and Kevin Hart?
I think you could with this movie.
And then apparently they're going to have 1,000 more other amazing cameos.
Oh,
Bullet Train. We got Brad Pitt coming back. He's an assassin who's has to get onto a train to get one final task. But there's other assassins on the train. He's got to fight against them. And we have Don't Worry, Darling.
Harry Styles. There's the
Harry Styles coming out in September.
You could film Grass Grow, and Harry Styles was in it, and people would go see it.
We're out of time. I can't even get to the second one. So we got a ton of movies coming out
Fire
this
the
summer.
floor director. Who was
And we're
that?
going to...
well, only Mr. Bassett or Mr. Bonner can see her.
I know.
It's 30 years since Jurassic Park.
I know.
The show's been 30 years.
1993, 92, right?
I have to say, that's one of the few book and films that I love. Wow. I think both are stellar.
I would agree.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us this entire season, or half season, I guess. We started middle, but
Ish.
And we'll see you in the fall on the next edition of Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
We will have seen very few movies.